Wandavision Season 1, Episode 3. Was it any good? Find out, spoiler free, right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ricardo Acosta. Welcome to Filmtopia. Thank you so much for being here. We talk about movie, TV shows, and streaming news all in one place from me to you. So with that said, I just want to let you guys know this is a spoiler-free version of my review. This is just going to give my initial thoughts and my overall impressions of Episode 3, Season 1 from Wandavision. So let's get into it. So up front, let me get this out of the way. If you did not like Episodes 1 and Episodes 2, Episode 3 is more or less the same. Now, do I still recommend watching it? Of course, because it does have some really shining moments throughout the episode, and I definitely think that going into next week, I think that's where we're going to start seeing a unification of everybody's view of this show. I think next week it's going to get really, really good. So with that said, let me give you my thoughts. So right away in this episode, it keeps the tradition of the sitcom. So now the only difference is that we are in color versus episodes 1 and 2, where it was completely black and white. And now this episode still maintains the 4:3 box aspect ratio. So the sides are still cut off. But for the most part, it has at least a little bit more flavor, and you can tell that it's a very beautifully shot show. Actually, a side note, if you didn't know, Marvel is reportedly spending about $25 million per episode for WandaVision. That's some for, I believe, a 8-episode season, puts it at $225 million for the entire production of the entire show. It is officially the highest the most expensive show ever created. With that said, we plop right into Episode 3 with carrying over the notion and the surprise that Wanda is pregnant. And in this episode, we continue that path. Now, because this is spoiler-free, I'm just going to keep it to my thoughts, and I'm not going to ruin anything for you. Again, earlier in this video, I did mention if you didn't like episodes 1 and 2, you might not like episode 3. But the difference with this one is that in episode 3, we get a sense as to where this might be heading. And that is like the first glimmering light that I've seen from any of these episodes. Not to say I don't enjoy these episodes. I do enjoy these episodes. I really like them. I think they're funny. And I think they're very, very well shot and produced. And on top of all that, the repertoire and the cachet that Marvel has with me as a fan, I totally trust where Marvel is going with all of this. I am waiting for the punchline. I am waiting for the moment of inflection, the moment of craziness to happen in this show. And I'm willing to give them a few episodes to build that up. I can totally understand from a casual viewer's perspective and maybe their patience running thin with this episode. I can totally see and understand your point of view and why you might not watch episode 4. You might not watch it because of the fact that what if it turns out, again, to be another sitcom style episode and the action and the surprises and all those things are kept at a minimum? Now, I do want to say that my prediction is that next week it's going to ramp up heavily. And I think next week we're going to have a lot of viewers come back around and understand that this show has a purpose in the grand scheme of the MCU and the new phase that it's moving in. Because remember, this is the first show that the MCU is putting out ever. The MCU, this is their first show. This is their as of right now, their baby, because they haven't put out content in about a year. And that has a lot to do with the pandemic, obviously. Last year we were slated for a few movies and a few shows, but we are where we are, and this is the first show. And if you haven't already seen, I do a live stream every week when a new WandaVision episode drops. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and click right there. This week's live stream was so much fun. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you for being so interactive and so just really fun to hang out with. I had a blast, and I can't wait to do it next week. So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe so you can get notified and know when I'll be live streaming. I'm basically live streaming every Friday midnight when the WandaVision episode drops. And basically what I do is I put a timer up on the screen, and then we both press play at the same time. That timer goes on and on and on, so we can keep in line roughly at least and watch it together and react together, and then afterwards spill all the beans and talk about what just happened and what can happen. I'm telling you, this week was super fun. You should go watch that episode. It's really fun. And so with all that said, I'm a very big proponent and a very big advocate and fan of the Marvel team, Kevin Feige and the ensuing producers, all the actors that are chosen to take on these awesome roles. I have been very impressed. I always say this, but let's just arbitrarily say Marvel has about 30 movies. They are easily 25 for 30. They have a great track record. They have a great batting average, and I have so much faith in the direction that this is all going. And like I said, in the live chat, we had a little cool discussion as to where this might all be going. And there's one theory that's really like weighing on my mind, and I'm really excited about that one. So to wrap up WandaVision Season 1, Episode 3 with my spoiler-free thoughts, I really enjoyed the episode. I think that this was the stepping stone to being able to get to where this is all going. This is a slow burn, and that's okay. I'm totally with that. I'm totally okay with that. I just hope, the other people are also okay with that. I totally am hoping for that. And let's see what happens. I really do truly think that next week and then the ensuing weeks are gonna introduce some crazy things, and we're really gonna start to see that 225 million budget kick in. And with that said, I really encourage you to go watch Season 1, Episode 3 of WandaVision. Make sure you come back and let me know your thoughts. We'll maybe keep it spoiler-free here, so just your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought you gained anything from it, and make sure you subscribe. I am not looking for subscriptions because of the numbers. The reason why I want people to subscribe is so more people can come, hang out, we can talk about it, we can rejoice in something that happens with movies, TV shows, or streaming, and we just have a lot of fun here, and I would love for you to be a part of this. So if you would like, make sure to subscribe and get updated with all the things that I have to offer. So thank you so much. My name is Ricardo Acosta. This is Filmtopia, and we will see you next week. Peace.